Yo, day one. Today, let me turn this down a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to the office. One of our clients named Dante, check him out, kick it with his team. Then we're gonna slide over and go to an interview with an agency owner who's also partnering up with us, and we're gonna be leveraging our leads. So we're gonna check that out. We'll come back to the office, spend some time, got a few meetings, kick it, and then we're also going to dinner. And we'll be breaking down a ton of stuff about the business, what we've been doing, and catch y'all up to speed. It's been a minute since we dropped some content, so y'all stay tuned. All right, so we just touched down. About to go check out my boy's office, get a little work in, and then from there, like I said, we're gonna transition and slide over to the interview. So we're gonna check out a little bit of day in the life. We'll have a team meeting here at 10, and then we'll shoot over there, and we'll go from there. So we start off the day, we get requests that come in. First, we reach out to those immediately. Those are gonna be the ones that are hot. We wanna collect payment, get these people set up, get them paid as soon as possible. We treat it like a life insurance agency, so we try not to wait around. We wanna get their lead orders filled quickly so they can make money and then reinvest back in with us. You also may see us do what we call a KPI call. So we go over a lot of our agents' numbers. We do that completely for free. Unfortunately, a lot of these uplines aren't really uplines, so they're not helping a lot of these agents out. So our job is to come in and kind of game plan strategy with them. So we might have some content for you today on that as well, so stay tuned. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's see how well we move on and go. This guy right here, Brandon, all right, he works at NXT with like Mark Peters, all those guys. That's where we're at right now. I know you've been like texting us, but just be like, hey Marcus, like totally got you. Can you please just give us like a schedule for when you want to turn off, or at least tell me before I clock out to like when you want us to turn it off? Because right now, you know, we're kind of like freestyling it, and like we love you and we appreciate you, but you know, like help a sister out. You know what I mean? Like it's like I did it yesterday because I like Marcus, is a cool guy. You know, he's making sales. I'm wrong with him, but like I'm at dinner, bro. Like I'm just gonna be like pulling out my ADP. So just. There's a way to say it. I trust you'll say it right. All right, I am about to get out of here. I will be back later this afternoon, and we will go from there. If you guys need anything, just let me know. Talk soon, y'all. Peace. Have a great day. All right, so just finished up real quick. Typically, you know, I work from home, so I'll be chilling. But today, like I said, we're gonna go to this interview. So just a little overview of what we did. Went in the office, chopped up with Dante. When we get back, we'll have an interview, talk to his team a little bit. Just talk about like mindset, working leads, kind of like things we've known, what I've learned, my experience being an agent, but also being on the lead side, kind of how to become profitable, how to create your own infrastructure. But yeah, we're gonna go through that. And typically a day, like we just had our team call. So every day we have a team call, 10 a.m. Always pray us in, kingdom believers. So Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is first and foremost of everything. Have to embed that in the culture. So yeah, now we're gonna head over. A gentleman named Bill. He runs an agency. His name's Bill Levinson. He's interviewed a few people. I didn't know too much about him, honestly. I met him through a gentleman. He found my content online just through like paid ads and stuff like that. So we're headed out there. It's like, it's how the Holy Spirit works. Is crazy because so I met him about a month ago. We were just talking. I actually met him through one of my agents, two of my agents. One of them, shout out to my guy Ralph, or Raph now. And him and this other guy, they've been working with me for a while. And basically, Bill comes and sees an ad and sees some of the agents that he knows. He's like, oh, who's this guy? So he does a bunch of extensive research. He's prepared to, I guess, reach out to me. Was planning on booking a call, you know, asked around, and then they were like, hey, we'll make a formal introduction. Meet the guy, great human being. Was like, hey man, look, I want to have you. Well, originally he was just like, I want to talk. So we ended up talking, and then I was already planning on coming down here, so I was already in the works. But I'm like, yo, you know, he's like, yeah man, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. And I was like, oh.
I was like, I'll actually be down there next week. He's like, really? He's like, dude, you know, he had already said he wanted to have me come by because, you know, we want to work together with this agency. I was like, oh, perfect. So we ended up setting it up, which is cool, but neither here nor there. That's basically how we got here. So yeah, we're just going to pull up over there, chop it up. He sent me some questions. I'm the type of person, though, like, I just rip stuff. I'm not really big on like doing scripts. I've always just been more of like an outline person. Like kind of just give me an overview of like what we're gonna do, what we're gonna cover, and then I can kind of go from there. And that's kind of been the biggest thing. So we're gonna go see what this is talking about. I don't think I've ever done an agent lead lab interview. Now I think about it, I've done a few football interviews. Obviously, I did one on kind of like Trust the Seed, not the actual YouTube series, but like a gentleman interviewed me about it, and that was years ago. That was actually before I even got to the league. It was when I was in the UFL. So now, you know, this will be cool. Hopefully this is like the first of many. I'm kind of excited. I don't feel like a lot of people really know the story, but also don't know too much about me in general. Side note, I'm gonna check in real quick, P. Let's see what they said. So I'm doing a poll to see if I'm a truck guy. So let's see what people are saying. So right now, we're gonna check back in towards the end of the day. We got 57% of people are saying I am a truck guy. 43 are saying I'm not. Now my wife, shout out to my beautiful loving wife, she says I'm not a truck guy. I think I'm more of a sports car guy, cause I'm not a big handyman for real. That's not like my swag for real. So, but yeah, we'll check back in with y'all. We're headed over there now, and then like I said, we'll shoot back to the office.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We have a very exciting episode we are going to launch this afternoon. Here we are, April 24th. I'm with Arnold Tarpley from Lead Lab and super excited to get this out there to you all. So number one, I want to thank you for joining us. I know you traveled a pretty long distance to be here, so if you want to say hello to the audience.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name's Arnold Tarpley. Bill, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and to kind of share what we're going to be delivering for you all. Grew up wanting to get drafted, was not projected to get drafted, but my last practice ever, I tore my ACL. Literally last practice, one more practice. We had some teams come out to see me, my best friend, or two of my best friends, and a few other guys. I just happened to be one of the guys, tear my ACL, and it was like one of those moments where you really got to figure out like who you are. I really wasn't making a lot of money, but I would see people show up in different cars, and obviously some of them were athletes, but then I would see other people, and I'd ask them like, hey, what do you do? And most of the people said they were in some form of business or sales, right? I had a little bit of money saved up from when I was playing football, not in the NFL at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just, I can sell some knives. I don't have to go hard, but I ran out of all my funds. So I was planning on using the life insurance money to, front my life, essentially. And the goal was still to get to the NFL. So this was always like, I just need to do a little bit enough to get by, and I can still train. Because my day consists of wake up, work out, work a little bit at the job, come home, maybe work out again, and do that over until I can get to the NFL. I had another moment where I was like, I just spent $800. My wife's going into medical school. She's not about to be working. I don't really have any money. I broke down, like I cried. So I called my mom, I was like, I just need to talk to somebody. And she's sitting there and she's like, well, what's one thing you got good at? She's like, door to door. She was like, well, you got addresses? I said, yeah. She said, all right, well, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I get off the Zoom call with all the agents. They're like, where are you going? I was like, I'm gonna door knock. They're like, don't do that. I was like, dude, I don't have the local number. I was like, I can buy it now, but I've already rinsed through all these leads because they've been called today. And I'm like, I need to make this money like now. I go to my first house, which I told you about the lady. First lady I go to, door knock. She opens up, I close her.
Wow, so that was it.
Go in, and I had no idea what I was doing. Called my upline. He walked me through the whole e-app, closed her, walked out the house. He's like, do you know how much money you made? I was like, no. He's like, well, it was enough to pay back your lead costs.
Wow,
I was like, okay. And I was like, well, at least I get another shot. So I said, all right, well, if it worked one time, why don't I keep trying?
By the way, we have to do a part 2 or 3. I didn't even know there was so much involved in this, so I'm impressed. This was great. We have a URL on our website, so if you want to get started, let us know, or just fill out the request form. We'll get you up and running, and then obviously we'll make the introduction. So thank you again, everyone. This was awesome. Call in with any questions, and I just want to thank you again for showing up and doing a great job.
This is literally God that this timed up, because I was not, like, I did not know that
done this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
You're a
you
natural.
did a great job. Yeah, in fact, I thought we'd be here till 7 p.m. We were going.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dang, I kind of feel bad.
No, it's perfect.
Cool. So we are back in the office. We've been transitioning the business a little bit, so you'll hear more about this on the final Trust to See. But basically, we've been transitioning the business a little bit from like a traditional high-ticket agency retainer model, which for those that are watching, basically just means instead of us charging people $3K, $4K, $5K, $6K, $7K per month, transitioning to like a very basic lead model. And like you can't get away from people just buying leads at a set cost when they want to buy them. We've just noticed that it's been a lot better for most agencies just because it's very difficult to stay ahead of that. Just so people are clear too, we're making these rounds. So we're basically, I like take plays from life insurance and like spin them my own way. So I made Agent Lead Lab like a life insurance agency, but with like its own little spin. So it's not exactly a life insurance agency, but I call ourselves a lead vendor agency or a lead agency rather than just like a lead vendor or like a marketing agency. You know, traditionally in high ticket space or sales space, you know, you pay somebody 10%, most time managers 15, right? But we pay 20, right? The reason we do that is because we don't have a base salary. So we also allow them to treat it like it's life insurance so they get directs. And they're allowed to essentially build their business by having clients, but you know, it's not just, you know, them buying leads. Leads has to be a recurring business model. So getting somebody to buy once means absolutely nothing, right? Just like in any business, it's called LTV, lifetime value. The longer you can keep a client with you, the more money you make. So if you even break even the first time, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, every other payment after that is actually compounding, right? So you're actually making money. We come in and we actually help people. Like, that's why we're down here. I don't know any other lead companies that like just like, they ain't pay us, bro. We just pulled up, like genuinely. Like, and we're gonna be hitting all the different places where we have agencies. That's where we're gonna be going and spending time with them. So we're building and scaling, and at the end of the day, like we're making sure that we can take care of people across all niches. And yeah, y'all stay with us, bro. It's only day one. Yo, so we just finished. We got dressed. We headed down to just the Steak 954, I think is what it's called. So we're gonna take some of the clients out, chop it up. We're going to discuss a lot of strategy. We kind of talked about it a little bit today. Essentially how we're going to help them grow, you know, for those that watched the interview and those that didn't. Quick update, Dante's team is right at that $900,000 a month mark. So we're going to get them over $1 million, but that's obviously not where we're stopping. I think he set his goal to get to 5 or 6 million a month by the end of the year. So we're going to be a large force in that. But more than that, I really want to talk about how we can help him scale up this specific location because he's done a phenomenal job up until this point, scaling his other locations, building amazing leaders. But now we're gonna go eat, discuss that, break some bread, and continue to go forward. So it's been a great day thus far. We've had some newer agents even from his shop tap in and grab some leads and actually get some sales today. Super excited, y'all stay tuned. Y'all tap in with us. All right, here again, now we're at the spot. Full circle moment, actually, let's be here now. Back in 2024, I was here, we played the Dolphins. My first preseason game, which I literally did not know that when I booked the spot originally. I came here with my pops. Came down to watch the game, so super excited. All the fellas will be here soon. We're gonna break bread and talk about business. First of all, to more life, everybody here, bro. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna grow, continue to scale. Everybody getting paid, as my boy Mark says. Yeah. Let's get ready.
To more life, more leads, baby. To more life and more leads.
Lead lab to the fucking moon. Come on.
Yo, dinner was an absolute vibe. Went out, Dante and his squad kicked it. Talked business, what we're gonna do for them, continue to help them grow. Talked a lot about the different lead types and also just strategy. They're looking to expand and grow their business, so we're trying to focus on that as well and how we can expand. So tomorrow, we're gonna record the Trust to See last episodes. We're gonna do the day in the life, but we're gonna end the night with the last episode. For those that are just now seeing this, Trust to See is a series where I am going through my journey as an athlete for the life insurance, before the business, and really just documenting my process from when I got hurt to getting to the league and everything in between as encouragement for people who may not know, you know, what it is that God is doing in their life. We all have these moments where if you think about a seed, it just gets watered and every seed grows different.
differently. Some grow really fast, some take a very, very long time. And then when some start sprouting, it's very, very slow. Once they start sprouting, some sprout out really quick and they take a long time. Some require more water, less water. And that's how I feel like we are to God. And we are also supposed to be to our journeys and our dreams. God's gonna water us when the time is right. And it's our job to make sure that we're prepared when we do get there. But then also every day, just punching at it, getting to it, whatever it is that you're doing. You know, I say the grass is green where you water it, but I truly believe at the same time, you could put all the effort in, but if God doesn't want you to move yet, it's just not gonna happen. And this series documents that from top to bottom. And I wanna put an end to it because I'm not playing anymore. Now, by God's grace, I was able to go out on my own terms, which is a blessing, but I'm not actually, actively pursuing the NFL. I retired, but didn't really officially post it anywhere. And it's been a very long journey, but I'm blessed. See, and probably hear I'm very tired, but locked in. Yeah, I appreciate y'all tapping in with us today. I'll see you guys next time.